Hey guys, how are you? It's me, Asiel making the next video for YouTube. And today's video is going to be on the Orishas Oya and the Orishas Ayao. Let's start talking about Oya. Oya is one of the main Orishas in the Afro-Cuban religion. She is one of the Orishas that gets crowned directly to the head, that people get initiated as a priest or priestess of. Oya is the Orisha of the ruler of air. So she's the ever-present Orisha. She's always present in every room that you're in, anywhere that you're breathing air. Oya is present because she's going into your body. She's the inhalation and the exhalation of the body. She is a warrior Orisha. She is the wife of Ogun, who left Ogun for Chango. That is some Orisha drama there for you guys. You know, they cheat on each other and they do things like that, like humans do. But Oya is a warrior goddess. She's the goddess that runs into wars with Ogun to do whatever, take care of whatever business they need to take care of. So she's a constant warrior goddess. She's like an Amazonic woman, like fierce, like that, who it's always a hand ready for any type of battle with her sword, and she's always ready to attack. She's also considered the marketplace goddess. She owns the marketplace. A lot of people consider the marketplace to actually be human life, or the world to be the marketplace. So that can be a little bit symbolical, but it is said that she actually did, as a goddess, she will go and sell stuff at the marketplace to feed her children. So she is also known as Jansa, and usually people salute her as Oya Jansa Hekwahe. She is the goddess of death to us, or she's one of the goddesses of death to us. She, in fact, is considered the one who allows the spirits and the dead to enter the cemetery, because Oya lives at the gate of the cemetery. There's two other goddesses or two other Orishas who live inside of the cemetery. A lot of people say that Oya rules the cemetery, but for the most part, she just tends to stick to the gate. And other Orishas, other two Orishas are the ones who live inside of the cemetery and deal with the body. But she's the queen of the Egun, the queen of the spirits. She guides the spirits. She has her army of spirits and things like that. And she's just a fierce goddess. She's not a goddess to mess around with. She's not an Orisha that you just play with, per se. She's always an Orisha that everyone always respects, that everyone approaches her with, lots and lots of respect and in great reverence and things like that, because Oya is just a strong Orisha. She's a beautiful, beautiful Orisha, but she's not one that is so easy to deal with sometimes because of her characteristics and how she is and how she behaves and stuff like that. Oya's color is dark red. Her main color is dark red, but she still uses 9 other colors, which you can be creative, except for black. People don't put black for Oya, but her main color is dark red. Like her Maria's pot is a dark red, a shiny, like dark wine red, and then she has her series of other 9 colors, red, green, yellow, white, purple, blue, things like that, until you get to 9. Obviously her sacred number is 9. Her favorite vegetable, or the thing that gets offered to her more often, is the eggplant. Like any type of eggplant, you can either have the whole eggplant, or you can get it and cut it into 9 pieces and offer it to her that way, or whichever way you want. But Oya is a good goddess to call on when you need justice to be brought to something, when you need protection, when someone is attacking you, you need to defend yourself. She's a good goddess, a good Orisha to call upon to help you out with those things. She's also the owner of the mask, which right here, there's the mask for Oya. And she's good because of the things with the mask is that she removes masks from people. When people are being two-faced, she's the Orisha that comes and removes all those things out of their personality, so that you can then see the true person lying behind, and who is actually wishing you well, and who is wishing you bad. So Oya is good for all those things. Again, if you're not a santero, a Bawal Orisha or an Iyal Orisha, and you're trying to approach Oya, do it with caution, because Oya is not one to be played around with. So always be extremely cautious when approaching Oya. And those that are santeros, we still always take a lot of caution with Oya, because Oya is such a strong energy that not everyone likes to mess around with her. So always be careful, approach her with love, kindness, and respect, and she will give the same back in return. I can tell you guys from personal experience, Oya has me, I have her, and she has me in a high place. I adore Oya, but I rarely ever approach Oya because of that same reason. And, you know, in my reading of my initiation, all that stuff, it came up that she adores me, which is why I have to be very careful what I go to her for. Because she will just stroll out of the house and take care of people and things, and so I have to be very, very careful of what I say to Oya, and how I say it, and how I approach her, and things like that. So this is my Oya, and she's always looking fierce like this. Okay, next is Ayao, the Orisha, who is the sister of Oya. She can be a little bit controversial sometimes. Some people say that Ayao is the little sister of Oya. Some people say she's the older sister. It doesn't matter. The point is that she's related to Oya, and she's a sister of Oya, to me. Whether she's younger or older, it doesn't matter. They're just Orishas that are together. Ayao is considered to be an Orisha of air also, who travels through air. To me, she is the Orisha of clouds. And I'll say why before people start going up. She lives in the clouds. So I'll just stick to clouds, since Oya is the air. I'd rather her to just stick to clouds. Ayao is, to me, much of a younger but darker Orisha. Why do I say darker? It's because her energy is not, it's like Oya's energy. It's not something to be played around with. It's not something for you to just be whatever with. She's another Orisha who has to be approached with respect, lots of respect, and kindness and love. Ayao is a warrior goddess, but she's also a goddess of witchcraft. She's very close related to Osain, the Orisha of plants and healing and nature and things like that. Some people say that she lives in the forest. Some people say that she lives in the sky. The point is that she never touches the ground. This is not just symbolic, but also quite literal. Her terrain, her vessel, her things never touch the ground. Even when you're receiving Ayao and her ceremony of consecration is being done, everything is done on a table, everything is done on a stool, everything's done up above the ground somewhere, because she's not allowed to touch the ground. Now, Ayao is said to live inside of the eye of the tornado, and some people say that she lives in the whirlwind. Which one doesn't matter to me, but I take them both as valid. The point is that Ayao should just never touch the ground. They say that if Ayao touches the ground, it'll bring the whirlwind in, or it'll bring the cyclone in. And that's obviously, to me, more of like a metaphysical thing. Like, it'll just stir up problems because of her energy. She's not allowed to touch the ground, and that can just cause araye, what we call araye, inside of the person's house. So just never put Ayao on the floor. That's a no-no when it comes to her. Her colors is pretty much black, pink, and mother of pearl. I have my Ayao with a mask. This is the mask that my niece had made for a school project, and when she was done with it, I was like, oh, that's perfect for Ayao. Those are beautiful colors for her. And then I have her with 3 like swords, or 3 knives, since she is the warrior goddess and a fierce goddess. And let me tell you guys, Ayao's energy is very dark. She's a beautiful Orisha, but let me give you guys a little story here. When I received Ayao, the room in which the ceremony was being done was just unbelievable how dark that room got. And me and the other people that were there, especially my friend, we walked in, we had to go outside to get some stuff, and when we walked in, we both froze because everything, the whole room was just so dark, and we were like, oh my god. So I have lots of respect for Ayao. When I approach Ayao, I always make sure to spray. Since she also likes flowers and things like that, I always make sure that I spray myself with like perfumes and pretty things like body sprays and stuff like that, and I spray the atmosphere with it too, so that she's in her type of atmosphere, that I'm not approaching her with any type of disrespect. These two Orishas are Orishas that you want to make sure that when you approach them, you're nice and you're clean and you're well dressed, and you're not, right after having sex or right after doing anything naughty, because they're not those type of Orishas. Okay, you should never approach an Orisha after you're done doing your business. Always shower, always be nice and clean, and then approach Orisha. But when it comes to Orishas that deal with things of the cemetery or death or things like that, please, guys and girls and Wiccans and witches and everyone out there, approach them with respect. They do not like to be played with. You shouldn't play with them. Okay? They both pretty much take the number of 9. Ayao has this thing that there's some houses that give her with like her colors that's white and yellowy, like white and light yellow or ivory sometimes. There's different versions of Ayao. Her ceremony varies from house to house. The ceremony I got my Ayao with was beautiful, and that's how I will give her out whenever I consecrate her for someone else. And they're both just beautiful. If you want to give any offerings to either one, flowers are good offerings. Taking things to the cemetery for them, like candles and fruits and stuff like that, are good offerings. A lot of the same offerings that are given to Oya can be given to Ayao. I just like doing a lot of flowers with Ayao, and perfumes and incense and just fruits and things, just keeping it very in general. If you're taking things for Ayao to the cemetery, make sure you put them on top of this tombstone. When you give it to Oya, you can either leave them at the gate or just scatter them through the cemetery, but those can be the floor. But Ayaos, make sure that you put them on top of the tombstone or anywhere that's elevated that's not on the floor of the cemetery. Remember that one. Remember again, she never touches the floor. Two beautiful Orishas, two Orishas that have to be very well respected, and if you're working with either one, just be cautious at all times so that nothing comes to you out of your disrespect towards them or anything like that. Oya works a lot for justice, so don't approach Oya for dumb things. Approach her for things that matter. And Ayao is an Orisha of witchcraft, so do not approach Ayao either for just silly things about someone who caught you off in traffic. Approach her for things that you really need defense in, and things that you must do because you need the help of Ayao in it. So, to me, they're both beautiful Orishas, but they're both two Orishas that I try to be very cautious with. So, I keep repeating that warning because of the things I've seen and the things I know about them, and I want to make sure that as I'm doing the video, I don't want anyone to just start calling on them and getting themselves in trouble. So, Oya and Ayao, and I hope you guys have learned something new, for those of you who knew about them, and for those of you who did not know about them. And I hope you guys just enjoyed this short video, and I will continue to post more videos in a while. So, ache, 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 oh. Bye guys.